Hello, everyone. Welcome out to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number 10. I'm AJ.
And I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by?
George Carlin's Ghost, effective 10 years tomorrow.
Already been 10 years, huh?
Time flies if it had fun.
Gross. Well, we are drinking a Boulevard The Calling IPA. It is a DIPA, 8.5%, 75 IBUs out of Kansas City, Missouri.
This name's bullshit. This makes a lousy telephone. It is a good beer, though.
Got it from the Harry Peter right up the street, and it actually is very good. We got a couple of local ones, too. Well, one more local one, and then a not-so-local one. But, so we don't have any itinerary for today. I didn't think of any fucking thing to talk about, but while we're on...
it's the 10th anniversary!
Woo!
Whatever that means.
Yeah, it'll be very much available on, I believe... I'm going to go through Spotify, Podcast Addict, all that good noise. So it will be available for download, so you don't have to stream it on YouTube and eat up all of your data. What's your data up to? Do you still keep up with that?
I've got unlimited, so I don't care.
I'm like, didn't you used to keep up with your data?
Oh, sure. Yeah, like, yeah, the appropriately named data counter widget. I still have that, but it's completely moot now.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, back in the day, I think I had 2 gigs a month, so I was way more stingy with it. Now it doesn't matter, but I'm so used to not using a lot of it that I keep not using a lot of it. Like, so I've got, flash drives out the wazoo. The car has a 256 gig flash drive. If there's something I really must listen to, all right, I'll plug the phone up.
Yeah. Well, we were talking before we started officially recording. There's a chap named Doug DeMuro, and he was reviewing an Aston Martin Lagonda today, and I informed to Steve that the odometer was under the hood for some reason. So when you buy into a British car, you kind of buy into all the quirky weirdness of all the British car. But I always did like the way the Lagonda looked. You?
Yes and no. I think once I realized that it had pop-up headlights, I liked it more. Otherwise, that front end just struck me as really, really strange.
He called it the anteater, and I think that's pretty accurate, actually.
It does pull off the look better than the early Pontiac Transport.
Yep, I'm gonna type in Lagonda front headlights, not hair color. Who the hell searched for that? It auto-corrected. Okay, there's with all the lights open. I thought it was 10 different running headlights in the front.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is ridiculous. That looks like one of those rally, like one of the rally Audis. Rally Audi. That has all the circle headlights on. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
You said number munchers wrong.
Paint
it green.
Yes. There's an 85 for sale. By the way, it was $175,000 brand new in 85. Which means in today's money,
inflation.
$370. Yeah.
Expletive deleted.
$370,000 in modern money.
That's a lot of coke.
Good. You would have to be on a lot of coke to grills for a Lagonda on eBay. Nice. Let's see how much these are worth.
You just redid your garage, but you could totally tack one of those up, right?
I'm sure it's been done before. It's like Rule 34 for cars. Nothing OEM. It's all like, well, when you type something in eBay, type in one thing, it gives you like 2 other things.
How much for the knockoff?
No replica parts, man. You ever see those guys? No replica, like it has to be OEM. OEM's the best. Blah 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 blah. And sometimes I agree with you, but other times,
then why to break in the first place?
There you go. The Aston Martin.
I don't care if it's 30 years old. Your alternator still needs to be the original one in the car.
Mine's all original. Original oil, original tires, original gas.
Ugh. Yeah, original tires on old cars I find really irksome. Like, after 8 or 10, it's time for them to go.
It definitely is. Let's see.
Yeah, these are so old that that ends in like a single digit for the DOT number. Meaning that would have been from the 80s or the 90s, since it didn't specify 2-year age until the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the old 87 had a 1987 Toyota pickup. Full-size spare tire, mind you, but it was, 20 years old at the time I had to use it.
Yeah, those cars that are sold with that, with the original tires, are cars that have only seen garage miles. So they don't get driven on as much as driven up to the trailer and trailer to your auctions. But
so that odometer measure in inches as well.
It should. Let's see. The Aston Martin Lagonda is a luxury four-door saloon, which was built by Aston Martin of Newport Pagnell, England, between 74 and, get this, 1990. 16-year run, which they sold. A total of 645 were produced. The name was derived from Lagonda Marquet that Aston Martin had purchased in 1947. The two versions, the original short-lived 74 was a V8 and a wedge-shaped 2 Series model introduced in 76, which I'm pretty sure had the V12 in it. That sounds right. If you don't know what it looks like, you should totally look it up. But
it is the quintessential drawing of a car if you ask a 3-year-old to draw a car.
With an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes. Challenge accepted.
The only thing not square was the wheels.
Yeah.
This is great. The Lagonda combines striking styling with opulent club-like leather interior, and then state-of-the-art instrumentation, which was screens. It were little screens, but the screens had that pale green old Macintosh lighting to them. So it even had the rev counter was like that in the green lights.
Okay.
It's
like early LED indicators.
Absolutely. Coupled to a Chrysler 3-speed torque flight automatic transmission. Its 4-cam carbureted V8 provided poor, often single-digit miles per gallon. Little improved by the change to fuel injection in the series.
What do you want, 7 or 8?
The other production cars to approach this lofty price tag were the Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit, Silver Spur, and the Bentley Mulsanne. Also, great cars to look at, horrible cars to own. Wasn't it
closest I've driven to those was a Turbo R from the early 90s.
Those are pretty, though.
Yes.
And now you can have your opulent British luxury for the right low price of $15,000 for a Turbo R.
Yeah, I actually did look that up after the matter, and you better have an extra $15,000 to keep it running each year.
Yes, I was going to say each year. I'm glad you said that. It was named by Bloomberg Businessweek as one of the 50 ugliest cars of the last 50 years. And Time magazine included in its 50 worst cars of all time, describing it as a mechanical catastrophe with electronics that would be very impressive if they ever worked.
New dumb garage idea. Get Lagonda, retrofit Lexus parts in it.
It would run forever.
At least up to about 975. Farrah's Million Mile Lexus was on the podcast Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And at 25 to go before $1 million, the harmonic balancer is about to go out. Mm-hmm. He bought the car for $1,100 and has dumped at least $10,000 into it for its $900K to $975K run. So it's not been a cheap project.
It can't stop now, though.
No,
we can't.
Absolutely not. That was a fun episode.
Arguably, though, $1,100 is a steal.
Yeah,
because it has been running, and you're not replacing. It's nothing catastrophic has happened to this car. It's all your normal wear and tear from driving. It's not like Gray's Jeep that the engine blew up after about 20,000 miles, if that.
It had some sort of horrible failure at 20K and then a complete cardiac transplant at 113.
But that had the limp-wristed V6 in it anyway.
I think it was in 14 they at least beefed that up to a more appropriate horsepower number.
It is. Oh, and I got my tax bill for the Jeep, and it's $8.90.
You could pay that in change? I
should. That would be really great. Pay them in Bitcoin. Let's see. Series 1, let's see. 5.3 liter V8.
It's going to be like 1/900th of a Bitcoin last I checked. But it's worth about $7,000 right now.
Yeah, give it time.
Yeah, that's been the fun of it. Like, it's been worth $15,000. It's been worth $6,000. It's been worth who knows.
Yeah. It's like Oprah's weight. You don't really know what it's going to be like. Sometimes it's low, sometimes it's high.
Either way, you're getting a free Pontiac.
Yeah.
Check on your seat.
You get a school. 5.3 liter V8 supplied with a 5-speed manual transmission or an automatic in 7475.
Oh, the early one?
That's got to be a rare bird.
Yeah.
But in 75, top speed of 149, 0 to 60 in 6.2. So that's fairly respectable. Length, 194 inches.
Wait, I got the watch for that.
What's that in meters? And then your Series 2, it was 208 inches. So they grew it by...
kittens.
Holy hell. And it's home to one of the coolest steering wheels ever manufactured. Do you remember it? Oh, you're doing your calculations.
Yeah, so first gen was a little more than 16 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said 208.
Yeah.
And no wonder no one's wearing these calculator watches anymore. This is tough.
Is it a Casio?
Have you seen any others that weren't an Armatron? Yeah, it's a Casio. 17 and a third.
Jesus.
So as long as the first and then the second Tacoma.
And the best steering wheel ever.
They steal that from Citroen?
If you know what the Citroen steering wheel looks like, it looks like that, except it's bigger because it's more luxurious.
It's not even a spoke. It is half a spoke.
Yeah, it looks like...
I guess
I don't know
it
what.
was still bespoke.
Then Series 2 was a V8, so actually it wasn't a V12, it was a V8, 5.3 liter V8, not an LS.
GM truck motor.
280 brake horsepower, 302 torque. Top speed slower, 143 and a 0 to 60 of 8.8. They made it slower.
Well, if you add an extra foot to the car, that's going to add mass.
And 4,460 pounds curb weight.
Oh.
Not even a wet weight. That's dry weight, too. That's a lot of car to move. Series 3 was only produced for 1 year. 75 models manufactured, and featured the first fuel-injected engines. Vacuum fluorescent display used by some Vauxhalls and Opels. Woof. And then the wagon. The wagon.
Yes.
Find one of those with a stick and we'll see.
I'm going to split the difference and get a Volvo 740 and just like chop the front end down.
Or just stretch it.
Wedge nose it.
We'll just pull. We'll do that. What's that punishment thing where you tie two horses?
To be drawn and quartered.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll take 4. Otherwise, get drawn and halved.
You know what? I just had an awesome idea for public execution, but I'm just going to keep it to myself. There's my least favorite word, shooting brake. But it was made by a Swiss company, Roos Engineering, ROOS. So that was kangaroos.
Good luck finding it. Otherwise, this is an RUSE.
From Winnie the Pooh. Remember, it was Roo the name of the little one? That's what I thought.
Kanga and Roo.
That's right. Lazy writing, but who...
You know, I'm not the one rolling around in poo money. I'm not the Charmin CEO.
I think it was Bill Maher. He goes, all right, new rule, toilet paper commercials. Stop showing the two things that don't use toilet paper, babies and bears. And that's true.
Sometimes you don't want complete honesty in your advertisements, though.
81 Lagondas remain registered in the UK as of 2011, down only slightly from 94 in 1994. But 32 of the surviving examples are Sorn, S-O-R-N. I don't know what that is. I'm going to click on it.
Is that an investment firm?
Statutory off-road notification. So that's when you have, evidently in the UK, is when you have VED, that's something different.
Oh, my.
Vehicle excise duty is a tax that's levied, which must be paid for types of vehicles for use on public roads. And a SORN is paid to avoid that, and it's less. So, okay, that makes sense. I don't think we don't have anything like that. You just take insurance off of your car.
Yeah, and fucking drive wherever you want. Just don't get caught.
Well, yeah, that's true. My father-in-law has a great idea about repeat drunk driving. He says gouge their eyes out. That's the only way to stop them. And the more I thought about it, it's true. If you take their license away, they can still drive. So that's the only way to stop. If you can't see, you can't drive. So somebody who's got 5, 6 DUIs, just take their eyes out. I like this idea. But there is an amendment that says we can't do this.
I didn't know that Ken was such a fan of Hammurabi.
No, he just wanted to do an ocular Kalima. That's going to be a great band name.
It's the merger of Temple of Doom and Christmas Story. Between the two of those, which would you rather be stuck watching?
Temple of the Christmas Doom.
I think that was the Christopher Lee black metal album.
Have you listened to BBT on what WTF yet? Billy Bob Thornton was on.
Oh, like the bank that financed my car for
I call him BBT.
My 12-year-old car? No.
That was a great interview. You get from talking to him that he really is just a normal. He's like, I'm just a normal guy. He's like, I feel really uncomfortable going to Hollywood parties. He's like, this is not me. He's like, I'm much rather like just be at home or out with friends, and you get that from talking to him. You forget most people are just people. I mean, the celebrities, they're just normal. Most of them are just normal people. Some aren't, but most of them are. So, Steve, what are you drinking now since you cracked up in number 2?
Sycamore Countryside American IPA from that awkward period of time when we colonized India. Wait a minute. I think the reverse is in effect in some of our major suburbs.
I think we're all colonies at heart, aren't we? Give me the deets on this one.
Boogity, 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 boogity. That's a 16-ounce can made from Hawkins Street, blah, 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 blah. 6% ABV. No IBUs for you.
Aw.
Do not consume this and operate machinery. Does that include a microphone? Fantastic beer in a very plain Jane beige package.
Until you read what's on the bottom.
CLT equals Hustler 5.8.
Charlotte Hustler, made on 5.8.
Aight.
Sycamore, the beer, is fantastic. Sycamore, the tap room, is a little less than fantastic, only because...
You want to wait 40 minutes for your beer?
There's that. There's no semblance of a line, and when there is a line, the line follows... I'm trying to think of a good similar. It's a shitty line because it's like 10 feet from the wall to the bar, so there's nowhere to stand in line, so everybody's standing in this giant mishmash of people, and you just kind of wait your turn.
Everyone just kind of makes up their own labyrinth. If you get eaten by the Minotaur, you're not drinking the day.
That was my favorite female artist, was Pat Minotaur.
Love is a maze.
Ing. Have you ever done a corn maze?
Yes, I did that back in the fall. It took us 2 odd hours and made a very strange drawing on Map My Ride, Run, whatever have you. But,
was it haunted? Or?
No, this was daytime with my nephew Outlaws.
I was...
no, we did not do the late night thing, and I can only imagine how badly that would go. It's like, this is tough enough to see in the daytime.
We went... I went with an ex-girlfriend of mine when I was... this was 12 years ago, and a guy that worked at our store he was like, hey, you got to go to this corn... It wasn't a corn maze. It was haunted trail. He's like, you got to go to this haunted trail. It was really cool when and you actually could learn something too. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And he had to go. He's like, well, let me know how it was. And I pick her up, and then we went, and then we soon found out what it really was. It was a haunted trail, but it was also a Christian trail. And so you would go through and people would jump out at you, but you would go and then like somebody would be dressed up biblically and like start reciting scripture. That was the longest hour of my life.
This does sound scary.
It was incredibly scary. It was like the best haunted trail ever. If I didn't sleep for days. those of you who know Steven, I will find this. But and then he's like, "How'd you like it?" I'm like, you know what? Next time I have something fun I want to do, I'm probably not going to ask you about it. So how's that sycamore treating you?
Fizzy, fuzzy, big and buzzy.
Better than the calling?
No.
Really? That's kind of disappointing.
This is also a single IPA instead of a double IPA, so it's already got the lack of alcohol advantage. It's good. But it's not that one.
Are there triple IPAs? Because there's...
I have not heard of that. You typically have your Belgian double triple quads that are wheat beers on fire.
Yep. I do like the quads and such, but I didn't know if they had reached any other than double IPA yet. I don't think I've seen them.
Unaware of that, but I would not be surprised to see that be a thing.
And guess who would be there to find it out with them?
Us.
You. Just you and me, buddy. The Calling was a band from the 80s, wasn't it?
I think it was more recent. They had like that one song on radio.
I Go Wherever You Will Go.
Yes.
That was The Calling. I was thinking about... There was a... I'm sorry.
It was a band that did Call Me. Awesomely covered by the Dandy Warhols.
The song, I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be. I thought they had Calling in their name. Oh, about to find out. The Promise. The song was called The Promise. Let's see here. Lyrics. It was from the 80s.
For those listening at home, you have no idea the blank stare I'm giving AJ right now.
Never mind. I was way the fuck off. The name of the band is When in Rome.
Nope. I apparently did not do as the Romans did.
I know you've heard this song before. Hold on. Let me...
Mayhaps.
Here we go, YouTube. Can't play more than 15 seconds of it at a time for copyright reasons. Now I can pause it. And now I can go again. All right, I'll go into the actual... Remember it now?
No.
My sister was obsessed with that song. I liked it. I don't know why I thought The Calling. Fuck me.
Not now.
All right, I'll watch it first. So, Steve, you got any music-related deets for me? Anything going on? Willie Nelson played last night, and actually played.
I could tell you he's 85.
And he looks like my pops. Or my pops looks like
actually,
him.
I was at Costco before coming up here because I got gas and got the $4 power lunch.
What? Oh.
Hot dog, drink, slice of pizza for $4.
Can't be that.
At least until my stomach does 180, sure.
That's okay. Bulimia is where it's at.
This is not what that was. Anywho. So as I'm eating my pizza, I see a guy that walks by that looks like George Carlin's like, I know the anniversary's coming up. And in Costco, no one can hear you scream or call for help on your phone because Verizon 4G doesn't work in there.
At all?
It is like try punching it into 2 different browsers and it's just spinning its wheels.
Don't they have Wi-Fi?
No, it's not BJ's.
They should for what you pay.
Well, basically it's free after gas and beer there on the credit card to get my return like 4% back on gas, whatever have you, and still have $130 burning a hole in my pocket.
It's pretty generous.
Spare fridge coming back tomorrow.
Hell yes.
So I guess I'll finally burn the money then.
So restocking will commence tomorrow then, or at least when you get back from Chucktown.
Yep.
So what's going on in Chucktown?
Family beach vacation.
That's annually, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the 3rd or 4th time I've been down there for this event. Thanksgiving used to be the big extended family get-together, and that's kind of morphed into beach trip in Charleston, and I don't really care. So, Only thing really missing is cold weather and the turkey.
Well, that can be fixed.
Well, one of them.
Yeah, or cold turkey. You quit doing something. We're not going to quit drinking, though.
Not in that town.
Nope, no, not in that town. Well, as you'll find out.
My favorite shirts there are the one for Holy City. That's look like Holy Sit.
Holy City, it love you long time.
Heyo.
That was cool into the microphone. When you get older, though, and your family gets older and significant others are involved, it's hard to do a vacation around the holidays because everybody's kind of got their own thing. But doing it in the middle of July, it's not quite as bad.
Yep.
Especially Emily's humongous-ass family.
Yep.
And mine, we're only vaguely aware that we all exist. So, Dad's doing good. They did find prostate cancer. But that is the slowest growing of all cancers known to man, and they called it super, super, super early, so they are extremely confident that he will knock it out. Cheers to Roy.
Cheers to Roy.
Yep, he can't go out like that. We call him Superman. Mostly because he's 71 and works 45 hours a week, third shift in the maintenance department.
That sounds like something even more brutal than my dumb third shift.
He likes to work. He just, I guess I get my work ethic from him, but everybody's doing good. Nobody feels sorry for me. It's all good. I'm kind of used to dealing with this sort of thing. So, but let's get on something happy. So, are you guys gonna make it? Are you gonna guys take two? Are you guys gonna make it out to any of the breweries out there in Charleston?
My sibling's gonna be in town for a few of those days too, so might be able to check out.
So I need you to make it rain analog crash business cards. Which I have plenty of, I think. I might have to order some more, but I will give you some to give down there. You're a good salesman.
Sure, here goes something.
Hey.
I never know. Don't knock it till I'll try it.
You talked Miss Sweet Kaylin into loving you.
Heyo.
Kaylin's super cool.
Yep.
You did really well. And she seems very, very happy with you too. Unlike some former Olympic swimmers. That is the only kind of small clap I want to receive today. Emily told me to tell you that you can have either the potato salad or the mac and cheese that we had left over, because we had so many leftovers in the last little bit. Her parents were in town, so and every time, I guess her parents think that we don't do anything but sit around and drink and eat fast food, because every time we go, we come home with so many leftovers that we're never going to finish all of them. So that's kind of, so I'd like to give the food away before it goes bad.
Okay. Thank you.
That was easy. So Tupperware. Did you see the Tupperware pie chart? Uses for Tupperware. It was 5% storing fresh food, 85% storing rotten food, 10% looking for a lid. That's the most accurate pie chart. Except I know where all the lids are. So ours is 98% storing rotten food. I know as soon as it goes, it bugs Emily today. If I make mac and cheese or something, I'll put the whole pot in the fridge.
Okay.
Because at least then, if I know I need a pot, I'll eat the mac and cheese first.
Repurpose it. And if the Tupperware or its knockoffs are difficult to come by, the gallon Ziploc bag is your friend.
Mm-hmm. A bag of cheese.
All you need is a bag of cheese.
You don't need chips, and you don't need
to sneeze. Because all you need is a bag of cheese.
This is the failed remix.
Yeah.
I'm about to crack open that Skickamore here shortly after I finish this one. Calling was good, though.
Yep.
It really didn't taste like a Dippa to me, though. It tasted more like just a strong IPA.
Yep.
Because the Dippas are usually sweeter.
Yep.
Yep. I love seeing that on the screen.
That little spike, though.
That spike, dough. Where does shit come from on the internet? Dough. That thing, dough. Have you seen I know you haven't seen it, but I think it was a Vine or something. It was a picture of a deer, and a guy goes, "Dat dodo," and then there was a dodo, it's "Dat dodo do," and then it was a Pillsbury Doughboy, it says "Dat doughboy do," and it kept going, and yeah. Steve and I are amassing a pretty good collection of beers on our podcast table.
Beer corpses, rather.
We have two options. We can get a bigger table, or we can throw them out. I know which option I want. Yep. Either that, or we can just like decorate the whole room with them, or get shelving all the way around and have different beer cans and bottles across the top.
You really do miss college, don't you?
Well, this is the studio, man. I'm living my glory days out in here. Actually, you know what? That's a bad idea, because when that amp cranks, everything shakes in here, and I don't really want to have to walk on. I don't want to have to Annie Lennox it on the way out of here. You get it? Yeah, I figured you would get it. Some of the listeners may not.
Yeah. Well, seeing as half of this is glass, you could in fact be doing that literally.
Yeah, I don't really like this beer.
Okay.
It's certainly not unpleasant, but I don't think I dig it. Gonna keep drinking it though.
Okay.
Sober kids in Africa. Somebody's got to drink their beers. As you have your silly sriracha shirt on.
I was feeling cocky.
Tuong at sriracha, I believe that's how you say that.
Vietnamese is not good.
I don't know how.
We were going to do that last night for Father's Day Observed, but Saigon Bay was closed.
Aw.
Remodeling.
No way.
Like,
already?
Like, you've been open for 3 years. What the hell, man?
It doesn't even need... Like,
yeah,
well, hold on a second. Like, who remodels a Vietnamese? It was clean. It was efficient. Nothing was falling apart. You don't go to a Vietnamese joint for ambiance. You go for awesome-ass food. And that's what they had.
So we went to House of Wang instead.
Oh, no. What a second prize.
Yeah, that's still good.
Well, you could have gone to the other one that we went to.
Lang Van.
Lang Van, yeah.
Didn't feel like going to the Hood last night.
Yeah, keyword would be night. Yeah, if it was still sunny outside.
Still good, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of, hey, let's go to this thing. They're closed. Go across the pond. So
Literally.
Went there and went to Wine Vault afterwards, where we made it at 8:20 to go just past the 8 o'clock cutoff for a wine tasting, where Dad proceeds to get a discussion with the host about the however it is that genetics of grapes go on. I don't know. I was quite a few samples deep by that point. I don't remember what it was. Like, whatever this is hasn't bothered me much. So go nuts, Bob.
Yeah.
And everything was good. Like, even the rosé that I think is vile crap. Even that was a good one.
Interesting. Certain wines I do like, but I can't. The thing is with beer, I could sit here and crank back beer after beer, but wine, I have to take it slow, and I don't like to do that. It's so dry.
You haven't found the right cheap bottle of Cab Sav, because that'll knock you on your ass a few times over.
Oh, I know it will, but I just can't drink it fat. Like the dessert, I like the dessert wine. I do Riesling and Moscato, and I know that kind of makes me the opposite of a wine snob, but I just can't.
So really a girly man. Hey, you like what you like.
I am what I eat. She's not that kind of Asian.
Not broccoli.
Every time, like, I have this reputation at work for eating interesting things. Like, Buddy, and I'll preface this with our new assistant manager, Buddy. His wife is from El Salvador, and I told you about that. And he's like, and it's funny because he's this big burly country redneck, and he agrees with me, but I'll tell you about that in a second. Every time I bring something, Cindy's like, "It smells so weird in here. What are you eating in here?" And was like, yeah, it's a Spanish noodle dish with peppers, onions. And so I swear it smells like something died in here. I was like, well, the chicken died that went in it, but other than that, and Buddy's like, fucking white people, man, they don't know what good shit is. I said, I know, white people are boring. I am a white people. He goes, I am a white people too. He gained 110 pounds after he married his El Salvadoran wife, because evidently she cooks for every fucking meal. I'm like, well, if you're going to die,
Die happy?
Die happy. Because she made those empanadas, and next time she makes a batch because they sell them, I'm going to buy like a dozen, and I will give you some. They are so good.
Sounds good. What are you going to eat?
Homemade dough, homemade, like everything's homemade except they don't like farm raise the cow and the chicken. But it's actually like slow cooked chicken where they shred the chicken and they put the Oaxaca cheese in it.
If only there was a store that could achieve the ingredients you don't wish to grow yourself.
What was it? Tomato plants. What a great way to dedicate 3 months of your life for 4 tomatoes.
Yes. What a great way to dedicate this length of time to save $3.
Exactly. Yeah. Certain things are like I know cilantro will grow anywhere, and I think avocados will pretty much grow anywhere. But don't quote me on that, please. But avocados are the one thing that will never ripen on the tree. So if you have an avocado tree and you never pick the green avocado off of it, it will never, as long as the tree is still alive, that avocado will stay hard and good forever. It does not ripen until you pick it off the tree. Isn't that ridiculous?
It's the banana effect.
Not now, Gwen. Gwen Stefani. This shit is bananas. Palm slap. Face slap. Pop it.
Palm.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And evidently, every avocado you eat is from a farm in Mexico that is ran by cartels, drug cartels. They run them.
That's really funny considering the strong presence that the Mexican avocado advertising campaign on television has been.
Yeah, the daunty little jangle they have about avocados from Mexico. Yep, by drug cartels. Enjoy your guacamole, sirs and madams and in-betweeners. I'm not gender binary. I'm fluid. But that's why they can charge
gas.
They could charge whatever they want for avocados. That's why you see like the organic avocados are like $5 for a 3-pack. They could charge whatever they want. Where else are they going to get them? We learned this in
greenhouse in Canada.
I learned this at one of my week-long meetings I had to go to for produce. They told us about this in our meeting.
So you mean to tell me those things you keep giving me off your salad you don't want are cartel-grown avocados?
Yep.
Interesting.
I wonder if you would imbibe them through your nostrils, if you would get full and wake up.
If only.
That would be really disgusting. I don't like anything going up my nose. I don't think I could be a coke addict anyway. And I couldn't be a heroin addict because I don't like needles.
You'll be a Pepsi addict instead.
But not caffeine free. Why does that even exist? Who really just enjoys this?
Just the sugary crack taste without any of the crack powers of it.
What about the caffeine free diet drinks? That's just like meaningless.
Sometimes you really got to lie to yourself.
That's like
a lot.
That is like a hand job from one of those grippy pole hands. It would not be pleasant.
No.
And it doesn't count. Ouch. I just thought about that. Yikes. We gotta get off this topic. I just got off on this topic.
Heyo.
How far? Wow. Okay. Steve's
I wasn't kidding when I said I wanted a refill before we started.
I still got a little bit of maple crown. Why do I always say Crown Royal? I still got a little bit of maple Knob Creek left. Probably not a great idea.
Yeah, it's like, I've only got a garage to rearrange.
Well, I did that already. Now I just need a floor. Which, by the way, if you want to refinish your garage floor, it's pretty fucking expensive if you want to pay somebody to do it. So just do it yourself. Just like everything else. You'll save money.
On your garage walls and whatever. He was like, I'm in a rental, so I don't care. So...
Well, I went and got some more artwork yesterday, and I was chatting with my artist about it, and he says, well, look down at our floor. That's heavy-duty garage paint, and it's been there for a year and really hasn't shown much wear and tear. You just have to be careful. So that pretty much makes up my mind, I think, what I'm going to do, except I'm going to put the clear clear film down because I don't want hot tire pickup because every time you park warm tires on it, it'll pick the paint off. I don't want to redo it again in 2 years.
No, what you do is just put the car immediately in jack stands as soon as you park the car. This would work for one of them.
Well, somebody said, why don't you just put the rubber things down? You park your car on them. Well, A, I had to park in the same place every time accurately.
Bigger rubber things, go on.
And then B, putting these big rubber things on the floor kind of defeats the purpose of putting a really nice finish on the floor, doesn't it?
Cheap rugs.
Shag rugs. Shag carpet garage. We got installed a bead door for the garage door.
Okay.
Low on safety, but high on looks. Have you ever had a bead door?
No.
Walk through a bead door?
Yes.
It's awesome.
Ever drive through it? Oh, the paranoia you've got on the paint on that car. I don't think this is a good idea.
Probably not. And then I found the tile, the Swiss track tiles, and you snap down and make they're really strong, really strong, and they're really fucking expensive. So I'm kind of fucked. I might.
So you have to get the Austrian, Hungarian ones instead.
Might give it a shot on principle. I was picking up what thou was putting down.
Yeah, flooring.
Psst. What's next on our list of drinks? Is it the one you brought? I don't have any.
The other one I brought? Sure. World Cup Mania. So why not have the Dark Modelo?
Well, I also have a blood orange cider that kind of tastes like Gary Busey's piss.
Yeah, I picked up one of those after cat sitting, but added some vodka to it, and that fixed it right up.
Well, I'll take your word for it. That was really I like blood orange flavor, but that cider was vile.
I didn't totally hate it.
Thomas gave me that because he hated it so much, and then now I gave it to you because I hated it. I had one left.
I figured out a way around it. Your mileage may vary, but it makes a kinder, gentler Boilermaker.
Really? We also have Dewar's downstairs, and I could not make... I tried to make a Boilermaker with a beer I hated, and I don't even remember what it was, but then I put the shot of the Dewar's in there, and I made it worse. And I still drank it, and I hated myself in the morning for it.
You say Dewar's, I immediately think of the Patton Oswalt bit. He's talking about the billboard for it while he's driving.
I don't think I've heard that.
It was something written really screwed up, whatever it was.
Is Patton's stand-up really good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I need to do...
Probably just for artwork alone, Werewolves and Lollipops.
Oh, hell yes. I gotta see this.
For those listening at home, look this up and get freaked the hell out.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Who's just got a next tattoo idea?
Oh, Troy.
Troy did a really good job on mine. I'm almost, I'm getting close to being done on that arm at least. Like my boss says, what do your parents think about all these? I'm like, you mean my dad who has a full back piece? And my mom who has 4, and my sister. Oh, she says, okay, never mind. She says, those are permanent. I said, your kids are permanent. She goes, touche. We have an understanding.
I'm not here to judge because I don't have the silly wig.
We can fix that. I think they should bring those back. They still do that in England, I think. Don't they?
That sounds right.
Who thought that was a good look?
You know, it's been a long time since 300 years ago.
That says you. This country's a young country. Built on immigrants. So we shouldn't push good people away. There we go, being political again. Political me, Elmo.
So, you want that Modelo yet?
Yes, I think so. So, Steve, we are drinking a Negro Modelo. Viva Mexico!
Si, senor. Prost.
I forgot how decent that was.
Yep.
I'm trying to finish my Sycamore faster so I can drink the Modelo slower. I guess we're fans of Mexico during the World Cup since they're the team that's closest to us now, because I don't think Canada's in it either, are they?
Don't think so, but I've not paid that much attention.
I think, Canada's hockey crazy, not soccer crazy.
Yep.
Or football. Football.
Foosball is the devil.
You've been drinking oh shit, what was it Kathy Bates said? I don't remember. That's a good one though. Anybody who hates on Adam Sandler movies is clearly not getting the point of Adam Sandler movies. You're supposed to turn your brain off during it.
At least back when there were good comedies.
True. But you know what? I did enjoy Spanglish. You remember, did you see that one?
I'm aware of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's really, really good. It's not there are funny parts, but it's more of a dramedy. Really, really good movie. Now we're on CBGM.
It's our podcast, and we'll talk what we want to.
Talk what we want to. You talk too if it happened to you. Bum, 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 bum. Who was that? Peggy Lee? No idea. Now it's time to go really obscure on our music knowledge here. So
Lack thereof.
yeah, for real. We only have music knowledge about shit we want to know about. I put It's, and the first one was Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Fine, who did that too?
Leslie Gore. It's my party. Nobody knows where my Johnny has gone. Judy left the same time. Why was he holding her hand when he's supposed to be mine? It's my party and I'll cry if I... Well, at least I know what that song's about now.
What was that, from 64?
That's a good question. I would have thought 50s. There we go. Wikipedia. It saves all. Leslie Gore was actually kind of a dish.
Pardon?
A dish. Cute.
I am unaware of you saying tertiary satellite service to refer to somebody as being attractive. When the hell are we?
1963, evidently.
That was a year off.
63, Leslie Gore's version hit number 1 on the pop and rhythm and blues charts in the U.S. So that shows you what they thought R&B was then and what they think it is now. Ooh. I will save that email for later. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Became a part of American pop cultural language as a phrase used to describe being utterly humiliated and miserable during an event that is supposed to be a happy occasion. Also see Carrie by Stephen King. It's my party and I'll bleed if I want to. It was a bit risque for the... When was Carrie? 80?
I think 78.
70s, okay. He wrote his best shit when he was like completely drugged out of his mind. He's since been clean, and it kind of shows. Because I'm pretty sure he wrote The Shining, Cujo, Carrie, Pet Sematary, all while he was doing various psychedelics and uppers and downers and pretty much anything.
I'm just waiting for The Running Man to become a real thing. The Schwarzenegger 87 movie.
Yeah.
That was under the pseudonym Richard Bachman. That was still him, but that was more sci-fi than horror.
True. Those have the best sci-fi horror crossover would be Alien, wouldn't it?
If you say Spaceballs, sure.
What? Guess what's coming out later this year as a remake? And I don't really like remakes, but I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Magnum P.I.?
Predator. They're updating Predator. Don't want to see it?
I'm sure it's got The Rock.
I don't know if it has The Rock. It should.
It would have to have The Rock.
Oh, Wikipedia. Why don't we just call this the Wikipedia podcast? Predator 2018. We have gone into movies, haven't we? All right, I don't need the synopsis. I know exactly. Boyd Holbrook is Quinn McKenna. Olivia Munn's in it, so we should probably go see it. Keegan-Michael Key. Interesting. Thomas Jane, Trevante Rhodes, Sterling Brown. All right, so it's not really any huge characters, but...
Literally. Because that was all 80s muscle men in that one.
Well, who the hell plays Predator? Olivia Munn. The costume would be cheaper to buy a smaller costume. Who was in the original Predator?
Oh, God, he had Terry Crews, Jesse Ventura, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Terry Crews was in the original one?
I think so.
No shit. Let's see.
The chopper ain't going to get to itself, Pilgrim.
Let's see. Predator, 87.
In the year of our Michael.
And I was 1 year old. 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. Arnold, Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers. Kevin Peter Hall was the Predator.
That was what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Bill Duke,
Thanks,
Jesse
Resident
Ventura. Elpidia Carrillo. Elpidia Carrillo. I believe that's how you say that. I need to start taking Spanish again. Man, we've been all over the fucking place here today, haven't we? To Predators, to Negro Modelos, to Aston Martin Lagondas. I don't care. It's our podcast, and we'll talk about what we want to. Our beer's just not that good.
Says you.
Well, you said you didn't like it that much.
I liked it not as much as the previous one, but I still liked it well enough.
Yeah. By all means, do visit Sycamore, though. I mean, it's a neat little tap room. Just go when it's not busy and enjoy their... The salted coconut red ale is groovy.
Or go when the patio is temperate. Because that's way more patio room than tap room.
Yeah, and North Carolina's temperate climate ranges from April to April. And then again in October for a couple of weeks before it goes to, it's 75. It's nice. 10 degrees. Oh, well, there goes our fall. It'll be here before we know it, too, because it's almost July now.
Yep.
Gross.
Well, all the days get shorter from here.
Well, today's the longest day of the year. Happy first day of summer, everybody, even though the heat index yesterday was 102.
Never mind. I think my first pool day was early May.
I do remember the days where
Thanks,
we had seasons. I miss those days. But seasons change, and people change.
That was not Seven Dust's best album.
I was thinking of something different. Remember that song, don't you? Seasons change, people change. I'm just bringing up all sorts of weird, obscure...
I'm having a serious amount of DKS today. Don't know stuff.
That's what it stands for. Seasons change. I thought it was Wilson Phillips, but I don't... Expose. It was Expose. I'm a little more astute on my 80s R&B because of my sisters and brothers. So mostly my sisters. My brother was kind of a rock and metal head like I am now. But
thanks, Greg.
Yep. Hey, Greg. He has been listening. Yay. We got to get those subscribers up to 100. I think it's going to help us out a lot, too, to get it out there on Spotify and able to download. Most people can't just stream YouTube willy-nilly unless they're on Wi-Fi.
Yo, bros need TubeMate.
What's that?
My YouTube downloader.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Interesting. I think TubeMate, I think of something completely different.
Silly name, serious program. And on your desktop, I think it's T-Encoder, allows you to download YouTube videos as well.
Because I have
And then you can run it through T-Audio Converter to extract the audio from it. So it's a multi-step process, but... you can make an audio file of a video file. So let's say you just want to listen to the audio from, let's say, Inside the Actor Studio or Drunk History. Instant podcast.
I need to listen to that. I have not listened to any of Drunk History. I need to change that, don't I?
Say goodbye to your ass. You're going to laugh it off.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I have the Ripper from YouTube clip grab.
Oh, like not the Judas Priest song?
No, or the jack. But the rip, like you just type in the address and it rips the raw sound file. That's how I've been making CDs. Oops, don't come get me, KGB. It's fair use, man. I'd be kind of flattered if somebody wanted to like cover my stuff. A lot of the places get hit up by BMI and ASCAP, which is, oh boy, the American Society of something composers and artists. And then BMI has to do with music too. But what they do, so if Steve owned Steve's Pub and Steve wanted to have live music, or if he just wanted to play his Pandora, to play it out loud, you have to pay them royalties because you'll play their artists that are members and they need their royalties from getting paid. Bullshit. So a lot of places don't have live music because of that.
Y'all motherfuckers getting MIDI covers of everything.
Yes.
What is this? A cheesy synth remake of everything Nirvana.
There's a string quartet cover band that covers a lot of stuff because I had the Like a Stone.
Apocalyptica?
Nah, way worse.
Vitamin String?
I don't even.
Those are the only two I could think of right now.
I don't know their names. But we did think the other night about the opposite of Richard Cheese, so we'll do metal covers of lounge songs. I didn't say stop playing footsie with me.
Hey, yo. That soccer spirit, yo.
Better than ballsies. After another beer, though, we'll talk.
Cerebral ballsy.
That brings imagery to my head that I never thought could be there. Cerebral ballsy. No, cerveza ballsy.
Yes.
Had those before. What sounds good for dinner tonight?
Chicken.
Wings?
Yes.
It's always a good idea. I think Emmy gets off of 5 whenever.
3:30ish now.
That'll go good on my eating less sugar and bread diet. So it's wing night at Dunwell's.
So then what you do instead is get the most savory wings you can.
Which would be?
Whatever style wing that's been fried and salted, but not sugar. So
yes.
No teriyaki for you.
Damn it. Well, how about a low sugar teriyaki? Soy. No. That would be soy.
That would work.
Yep. We should just go back to the Korean joint, South End.
Soul Food.
Oh,
and they've got another one around that area too that's, I think, more meat market steakhouse type thing.
They're owned by Soul Food, aren't they?
Yeah, it was another one in cahoots with them. I don't know what it was called, but apparently there's now 2 owned by the same people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can one be out of cahoots? How come you can be in cahoots but not out of cahoots?
I think those out of cahoots are simply whelmed.
I did like that movie. 10 Things.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that again since you talked about it last go around. Because as much as we love that decade, it still isn't the 90s.
It's definitely not the 90s. The 90s
Never mind, I still have 2 VCRs. They have DVD players attached, but still, I have 2 VCRs remaining.
Now I'm doing the very husband thing. Texting wife, what do you want for dinner? And to all you single folks out there, that's what you got to look forward to when you get married. It's back and forth texts to your wife, what are we having for dinner until you're both dead.
Captain
End of
Steve's.
marriage. Yeah, Captain Steve's is awesome. Have you been lately?
No.
Okay, it's been like since you lived with me.
Yeah.
That we went.
4+.
At least. There's a new craft beer shop in Harrisburg.
I heard about that.
It starts with a V.
Yeah.
Shit.
Vendetta's Beer Shop. You'll love it.
Then I don't want to go. Unless Natalie Portman's there. And then let's go right now. I forget that Vortex? I think it's Vortex Bottle Shop. They have wine and beer.
You say Vortex, I'm automatically thinking of the crazy bar in Atlanta that has a laughing skull attached to it.
I was thinking about the ride at Carowinds. that my sister rode, and her flap flew up halfway through the ride.
Oh my.
Yep.
That must have made quite the photograph.
Every time I do it, it makes me cringe. There was an article about band names, like the best band names and the worst band names. Nickelback and Green Day were on the list of worst band names. Which Green Day was supposed to be like 420. It was supposed to be a Green Day. That was the origins of it. Nickelback was, I think Chad Kroeger stopped at the same service station every Friday and bought like the same things, and he always paid for a $5 and got a Nickelback. That's not terribly great, but better than me
And I
stealing.
think he could have had a pair of quarters, and he could have been 50 Cent before 50 Cent was 50 Cent.
Well,
This could have fixed everything. A better band name for him.
Well, the Nickelback 50 Cent concert was called 45 Cents. We did a
Love or hate Jesse Hughes, the tale behind Eagle the Death Metal was fantastic.
absolutely.
They're in an argument with other people at the bar regarding if the band Poison was death metal. Dude, Poison are the Eagles of death metal. And then the most amazing Duran Duran cover band was born.
That is, does everything Josh Homme turn to gold? Does. Can I redo that? Does everything Josh Homme touch turn to gold?
Have you heard of Desert Sessions?
No.
That's the experimental branch of it.
Is it worse than the band I don't like? It wasn't Corrosions of Conformity. It was his other, like the stoner rock band from the
Caius?
Caius. I'm not a big Caius fan.
Well, it's awesome musicianship, but John Garcia's vocals could peel paint. I think that's your official Wikipedia take on it. That the instrumentals are fantastic, and if you can get over his vocals, they're fantastic.
Same way with Dream Theater. I do not like his voice. I don't remember his name. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like I want to say Mike Portnoy, but that might be.
He's the drummer. He was the
back
drummer.
her up.
He was the drummer, and then he drummed
like,
for Avenged Sevenfold.
So you don't wish to be pulled under? You're not afraid?
And let's see, Dream Theater. Yes, band. Thank you.
Dream Evil, awesome
you,
Dio
Google.
song.
I forgot the dude's name. Yeah, they all went to Berkeley. James LeBrie,
Yeah, I'm not going to win that trivia round.
who's like a diet meatloaf that went through a hipster phase.
It looks like if you cross Meatloaf and Butch Vig.
Butch Loaf. Butch Loaf. Is that? No, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna keep going. Butch Loaf. That's a better version of Butch Loaf. God damn it! Go back. It doesn't fit the music. You're not a big prog guy though.
I like them, but I haven't listened to much of them in the last decade.
Toby likes Dream Theater. He likes the technical stuff and the prog. Like it's very prog. They're all musical savants.
I do have a copy of their album that was released on 9/11.
Mm-hmm. Is it good?
And, yeah, it's a live one. Like you're still gonna hate it, but it was a triple CD that had the World Trade Center on fire.
Yeah.
So
Well, we talked about that.
Yeah, like I ordered that one like I don't know 6 years later. Like it was not an exorbitant fee on eBay to acquire this.
Did you have to wait until literally the dust settled to order it?
After 6 years, yes, because I was unaware of them back in 01. Because that was back heavily in my KMFDM phase.
Oh, wow.
Because in other tasteless emotions, that was the band the Columbine Killers were listening to. So
Give it a shot.
Try it out, man.
Try it out. Piss on me. Try it out, man. I've showed that to everybody. Like, hey, check this out. It's a personals ad. Say what you want, man. That guy knows what he wants, man. More so than I do. I look at 45 different garage floorings. He knows what the fuck he wants, man. I'm jealous of that.
You know, you can't always get what that guy wants, and that's probably for the better.
Can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get the clap from a big, hot black guy from jail. We're day drinking now. We usually record later, but we got a lot of shenanigans going on. So I got shows the next 2 days, and Steve will be on vacation. So we got to do it during the day. And we can't do this podcast sober because we wouldn't be nearly as entertaining. It's only a drinking problem if you have a problem. Do you go to work every day? Mm-hmm. Get up, been a productive member of society to a point? All right, no problems.
I've always got the serious case of the I don't want us, but I still make it.
Yeah, well, we have the I don't want us, but then we also have in the back of our minds the I know I have to's.
Yep.
And so that kind of, look at our collection. I got to tell you, so far, though, I think that one's been my favorite.
Yes.
Just because of the logo.
Colt Ride.
Hoof-Hearted Brewing. I wonder what other shit they have. Oh, internet. So, Hoof-Hearted Brewing Company. Oh, Emmy got back. Oh, Joe Rogan's got Dennis McKenna on right now. Patrick McKenna's...
What, the drugs?
Yes. I can't wait to listen to that. Emmy says, done podcasting? Nope. What? Hoof-Hearted. Hoof-Hearted Brewing.
So is that going to be your cover of the Extreme song? Hoof-Hearted, Hoof-Hearted.
That was going to be my cover of Atomic Dog, but it'd be Hoof-Hearted Brewing. Hoof-Hearted Brewing is in Ohio. What other shit do they have? Let's find out. I like watching the old Top Gear because the music's way too loud for the voice. Oh my... Hoof-Hearted, south of 11. It's like a Slayer. Yeah.
It's a little.
Upcoming can release party. $5. Well, if we leave now, we can get there by June 27th.
We're in Ohio. Columbus is dead center, and it's 8 hours.
Musk of the Minotaur IPA. Huge orange and grapefruit aromas. Mouthwateringly crisp and refreshing hop bitterness drives this bad Oscar home. Then you got the South of 11 Dippa. Pass the crumpets, old boy, and slather them in the finest tangerine marmalade. Sticky weed, Jeeves. All right, you're next. Click on the blue. I clicked on the blue. You read the next one.
All right.
And it goes down the line.
Conky Dong.
Yes.
Pure IPA. Conky Dong. Now that's what I call a joystick fermented Donkey Kong barrels and excessively dry hop of Galaxy, Simcoe, and Dr. Rudy hops.
Conky Dong.
Brewed in collaboration with Arcade Super Awesome.
All right. So, Paul, were you old enough or were you young enough to appreciate Pee-wee's Playhouse? You know, Conky was the robot. Yeah. And so when I picture Conky Dong, I think of something completely different. And now wish I didn't.
Robocock.
That's got to be... That's going to be one of the new movies I introduced Toby has been in.
Dude, that's what you were humming to me on the way here. It was Robot Chicken.
Robocock. Is Peter Weller in that too? Or Peter Sweller?
Got any more brain busters?
All right, son. Go out or come back, but quit this shit. I'm getting epilepsy. Rain or fucking don't rain.
Rain. Then I don't feel so bad about not mowing.
Mother Nature's such a cock tease.
All right, what else should I slog through this? Sizer up. Never mind, we're not fans of saisons. This is hilarious because we have an elf pass out by a bunch of mushrooms. It's the Farmhouse Pale Ale, 7% ABV. Sipping on sizer up. We made it rain with Amarillo, Citra, and Sriracha Ace hops at Flameout, and then the French Saison yeast knocked the bottom out. When the fermentation ends, we add yuzu juice for an electrifying effect to bring the trill. Not thrill.
King of the Trill. We got to go to this place if we're ever in Ohio together.
To answer your earlier question about the Tripa, they've got one.
We're going right fucking now.
Dragon Saddle Triple IPA, 11.5 ABV. The strong, quote-unquote, herbal aroma sends you back to freshman year, catching a ride to school and your weird burnout neighbors. Insert your favorite El Camino, IROC, Firebird, Fiero, whilst being bombarded by the sounds of Van Halen, DLR, duh, Danksome. The flavor profile is full on drippingly ripe tropical fruits, mango, guava, papaya, and citrus. Juicy, refreshing, and deceptive. We would highly recommend wearing a helmet and supportive cup when mounting the Dragon Saddle.
Hell yes.
Booyah shaka.
By the way, we need a GM V8 swap a Fiero and call it a Fiero Bird. That would be I don't know if it would fit. It's a small car.
Well, I've heard of North Star's fitting, so it's possible. The LS4 was the front drive V8 that went in the Impala.
Oh.
Somebody put one of those in a DeLorean because front drive, so you've got your drive axles right by the engine.
Yes.
So if you retrofit that into other rear-engined car, it's possible.
Yes. By the way, that's a great logo. What's next from Hoof-Hearted Brewing? Mom Jeans Double Milk Stout. Look at that fucking logo. And
Double Milk Stout, are you sure it's not Mom Vest?
Oh my, the baby's face. That's fantastic.
Is that a gun in your hand or just happy to see me?
Why not both? Now I want tacos. Mom Jeans Double Milk Stout, 8%, 49 IBU. Ever wonder what your favorite stout would taste like if it was wearing silk pajamas? Well, the wait is over. Mom Jeans was brewed with malted oats and lactose sugar to ensure a creamy, sumptuous, sexually mouth-coating flavor. Notes of malted milk chocolate and coffee are delivered as smoothly as if Toto was jamming Rosanna in your mouth.
They said Africa awful funny, but I'll take it.
It looks... All these beers sound great, and I think we need to go to Ohio. I can't think of another good... Well, we go to...
Columbus had something called the Brewery District when I was there 11 years ago, so there is that.
I think the Basketball Hall of Fame is in Cleveland, which I would be more interested in.
On the farthest side of it.
The Wang Bar, WANGBAR, double IPA. Wang Bar, a maneuver of the highest degree of difficulty on the competitive nude air guitar circuit. We have got to go to this place. All right, so in case you don't want to rewind what I just said, I'm going to say it again. The Wang Bar is a maneuver of the highest degree of difficulty on the competitive nude air guitar circuit. So there's a whammy bar, which is for tremolo guitars. You can... I can only imagine that has to do with dick. Or really long appendages from females.
That is public masturbation.
This oatmeal double dipper was made to be self-indulgent, instantly gratifying, and as subtle as David Lee Roth in Bunless Chaps. This is great.
You know, the whole phrase assless chaps is redundant.
Yeah.
All chaps are assless.
True.
Just if you happen to be wearing anything beneath said chaps. And maybe that's what they're going for.
What about chapless asses? It would be just ass covering. And that's it. Bare leg. And just kind of like little yarmulkes on your butt cheeks. Yarmulke butt cheek.
Weird pair of tighty whities.
Butt cheek yarmulkes. Side piping. Oh, I know what that is already. Even without that. Side piping India Farmhouse Ale. 8.3%.
So how you feeling?
Pretty good since I didn't eat lunch at all.
Ah.
So anybody who doesn't know what side piping is, that's when Mr. Regular likes to hang out either on left or the right side of your pants instead of down the middle. And so here's the definition of their beer: side piping, bulging flavors that would normally require a third pant leg. The combination of Southern Hemisphere hops, a Belgian farmhouse yeast strain, and oats create a flavor so engorged you may not get your lips around it.
I'm so sorry they haven't figured out how to spell.
That still looks very cool on there. All right, Steve, you're oh my God, I didn't even read it. I just looked at it. I'll straighten you up there, sir.
Hoof-Hearted Brewing presents Tub Life Farmhouse Pale Ale. 5% ABV. Dat bubbly. Major tropical fruit, citrus, and spice notes waft out of the glass in a combination whose intensity has been matched since the sax solo was pronounced dead in 1989. The use of hull and oats, wheat, and rye make for a pillowy mouthfeel, followed by a dry, refreshing finish. Jacuzzi crushable. Oh yeah, it was mercilessly dry hopped with El Dorado hops. Thanks, Tupac's Ghost.
What is it about that word that you dislike the most?
Ow. Meanwhile, moist doesn't bother me.
Moist is not terrible. That mouthfeel's bad. What other word bothers you? Not in a that's gross. Just like hearing the word.
Automatic.
That's bad. Irregardless is it's not really a word.
Cafe in Raleigh.
Yeah.
The Irish pub.
Not a word.
All the rest of these are just kind of short.
Aw. Bless you. No more winners?
Did you read the one for Colt Rider?
No.
All right, well, the gateway drug into this nonsense was the Colt Rider Black Rye IPA, 11.5 ABV. Our collaboration brew with Psych Rock Gods I. That's EYE. I spelled it backwards. Joke's on you. We crossed the streams our beer's three most assertive powers: roasted malt, rye, and West Coast hops. Big chocolate flavors layered on top of orange zest, minty hops, and the spicy dry finish of rye. And the most amazing artwork this side of Mr. Crowley himself.
Let me see it. Yep, that's that.
It looks just like the can.
It does.
All right, got any more of these you need to go read to the fine people? Nope, super.
Where did you get that from?
That was courtesy of Nick out of Columbus.
So
unless we're making transcripts of this, he's going to have no idea what this bunch of nonsense is.
So I don't know if it's even available outside of Ohio.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Now, it's definite. We're going to have to definitely go. A coffee-infused English mild ale? The Baroque?
Ringo, Ohio.
Smooth caramel and chocolate notes, massive coffee rogering. Yep. Pair with a corduroy
Sounds
blazer and
jolly
look out,
to me.
world. Who does that look like to you? That looks like a celebrity that I'm not really...
It looks like even angrier John McEnroe in a bike helmet.
Bike hat helmet. The June Horde Imperial Stout. Phantasmagorical, thick, chewy chocolate buoyed by creamy oats and a hint of smoked cherry wood. Hell fucking yes. Ryborg. Rich caramel, biscuit, West Coast hops, and spicy rye flavor. All harmonized like the best Thin Lizzy or Iron Maiden riffs. All right, I'm game for that. So, yep. Anybody that's not in Ohio is probably not going to know what the hell we're talking about. But if you ever find any of those beers, and Nick, shout out to you. We'll have to get you a transcript of this. But for those of you who don't know Nick, you're not going to understand that. But if we get you a transcript of this, send us more of the Hoof-Hearted. Nick's a really, really, really good guy. I like that guy. Glad you introduced me. I almost said entertained. I'm glad you entertained me to it. You want to know how old I am and you are? There's a Facebook group called the S2000 Grown Up Discussion Forum that I'm a member of, and it's all like normal people who don't.
Yo, what's up? I'm putting a body kit on my S2000, yo.
Yeah, and you get kicked out. That's refreshing. That's very refreshing. So we got to see Kirkman Monday. We're going to try to get Kirkman on the podcast. I got to get me a new interface. I think I'm going to get a 4-channel interface. I thought this would be enough, and alas, it is not. So I'll buy a new one. Anybody that wants a Scarlett 2i2 audio interface, it's been awesome. It's solid, bulletproof, good for recording podcasts and musicians. I recorded my entire album on it.
Are you shooting at it?
We are not paid sponsors of it. That's what I've been using. It's been really good. I really like the Focusrite stuff. So it will be for sale in case you want to do any recording on your own. We need more props on this table too. We got the Power Glove here. You got any other old school Nintendo paraphernalia to go on there?
I got a Foursquare that's not working. Or no, it was a satellite. The infrared thing that plugs into the Nintendo to allow 4 players.
Yeah.
I never got that thing to work because this was, 25-year-old piece of secondhand equipment.
True.
Like, probably the battery terminals were corroded at the least.
So you're saying if we got one of those and we plugged 4 Power Gloves into it, we would probably go back in time. Or forward. Or the house would...
Backward scene. Yeah, I think the house would burn down because you spent that much money on such a stupid idea.
Hey, one man's stupid idea is another man's stupider idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why this didn't catch on. But also, we had I got a Sega Game Gear for Christmas circa 1995.
I got one of those courtesy Jason and Raleigh. Thanks, Raleigh, Jason.
Well, here the Game Gear didn't catch on. So if you didn't know, Game Gear was sort of like Sega's Game Boy. It didn't catch on so much that I straight up traded, or it was still while it was still valuable, I traded in my Game Gear for a Genesis. Straight up, they gave me straight up trade for it. I believe I got the better end of that deal.
Here's a neat trick. Per last time's discussion, if there's any games in those you want to play,
Yeah.
I know a thing. And not so much I know a guy, I just know a thing that can do this.
Interesting.
Yes.
Have you set up the Media Center Studio extravaganza in the house yet?
There's so much stuff I haven't done at that house.
Oh, I will totally come over and help you do that. I want a deathmatch hangout beer related thing, and I want all of our friends.
At least the Razzmatazz Pie's set up downstairs. So for 2-player Dr. Mario Deathmatch, it's on.
What's the all-time record between you and Kay? You should have a chalkboard up and just tally.
I think she's probably winning because a lot of these times, like, I'm 9 glasses of wine deep. Like, I'm playing. I passed out. It's like, yeah, you know how hard it is to play Tetris when you're asleep? I am not good at that then. Otherwise, that's how I beat her.
That is not the can-do attitude that
At the game.
Well, Kay holds her drink very well.
Yep.
Much better than other people's significant others in this room. Emily went toe-to-toe with me in San Diego. And every brewery we went to, I got a drink, she got a drink. She went toe-to-toe with me like an absolute tiny little champion. But then she kind of hit her wall when we got back to the hotel. So I still won. But for those of you who don't know Emmy, it's a pretty good feat that she went toe-to-toe with me, since I hold my drink like a I hold my drink. My simile well's completely fucking dry today. I've been so overworked. Underpaid. That's a song, isn't it? It's at least a line in a song.
I'll check my space.
I'll check your space for you.
Heyo.
And it's, let's see here. Here's the, in case you've never actually read the bottle on the Negra Modelo.
Which I haven't.
Medium-bodied lager.
Freaking gold foil bullshit.
Fucking great, though. It's a medium bottled, medium bottled, not a big bottle, not a small bottle. Medium-bodied lager with slow-roasted caramel malts brewed for a rich, smooth taste. I believe that. Cervecería Modelo Mexico. 5.4%. Imported, no shit. Brewed in Mexico. Probably by cartels. And if it said Charlotte on the bottom and a catchy little saying, that would be great. Imported by Crown Imports of Chicago, Illinois. Not Texas. Or Winston, or...
anywhere in Connecticut. Because it seems like there are a lot of beer importers in Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Gotta
Oh, the spelling.
make sure your cuts are connected.
The spelling always bothered me about that. Connecticut.
And Arkansas does not.
That really does. Because how come Kansas isn't Consol? Where are you from? Wichita, Consol. What?
Gesundheit.
Not Arkansas. I'm from Consol.
Apparently that's a French mispronunciation for that one.
Damn dirty French. I don't mind the
and
French.
their magnificent cuisine. What?
I don't even know if I've actually went to I've never been to a French restaurant.
I'm sure I've been to facsimiles in certain parts of Floridia. But speaking of almost fancy cuisine before we wrap, 2 nights ago I survived. Yeah, I survived my own cooking. Surprised Kaylin, rather, with a sing-along.
Mm-hmm.
A lamb chops sing-along.
Where kids come to play along.
I never saw the show.
And fun things are all we ever do.
I was way off. Instead of bought lamb chops and cooked them up,
Oh.
they turned out real good.
Nice. I need to try it again. I've only had lamb one time and I was underwhelmed. I'm willing to try it again.
Well, in olive oil garlic fried form, now tastes more like steak, but they turned out really good for me not being 100% as to what I'm doing. But, yeah, that with a side of rice and a side of peas, everything turned out real good.
Well,
and this is quite the shock because this is the most cooking I've ever done in our presence together in more than 2 years.
Well, with that seasoning combination, let's be honest, like John Bobbitt's severed appendage would probably be palatable with that.
Sausage was the other night.
And away we go. We're going to keep this one short today. Steve has a lot of shit going on. I have a lot of shit going on. I'm trying to get this power glove on without unvelcroing it. Yay, got it.
Shrink your hand.
That's not how this works. I got to call Rick Moranis. Honey, I shrunk the hand so I could fit it inside a power glove. The failed titles.
Says you. Would you have any interest in a tiny television with which to attach old school systems to? That's about the only thing that would fit in here.
Since I only have one old school system, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's what I got you for with the Raspberry Pi. We'll keep it short today. Thank y'all for listening. After this episode, while you're listening to this, I guess, be released on Spotify, and it'll be available on all that good stuff like iTunes and Podcast Addict. Steve's got me hooked on that.
Which is an aggregator like that like simply brings together everything from everywhere else. I'm not really sure how it works. I'm just glad it does.
Yes. So we'll be available to search for that, and you can download it for the ripe old price of free. We are not doing this for money right now, but one day somebody's going to pay us to do that, and joke's on them.
Hey, anybody got some personal loan tips in the meantime? I could use some. Thanks.
No personal gift. Loan means you got to pay it back. Wouldn't you rather just have free money?
That too. Trying to be realistic here.
Well, you can be our part-time booking agent. You get a 25% kickback on new solicited gigs. Wouldn't be a bad way to make money.
No.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
No.
Ashley found that out from Sauce. She's like, yeah, when you guys asked me to be a booking manager, I was like, man, this is going to be great. Extra money. 0. She didn't get us any gigs. And the one she did get us, we were already playing at. They were like, oh, we already booked those guys. Oh, okay.
We'll book them again.
Book them thrice.
So instead, she became real life Flashdance.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. That's a safe way to do it. Well, thank y'all for tuning into episode 10. My name is AJ.
I've been Steve.
Facebook.com/CBGPod and links to the YouTube page. We will see you in a couple weeks.
See you in July. Has the number 11.
Later.